This is how you interview and land a master technician. Now, if you ever have the opportunity to interview a truly master technician, it's like spotting an albino deer in the woods, because a lot of guys will say they're master technicians, but they may be a master technician in after treatment, or maybe they're a master technician in building engines, but they don't know anything about the newer after treatment or electrical. So it's rare that you get a guy that has the old, he knows how to cut counterbores. He knows how to mic a crank. He knows the basics, like not just the basics, but the detail of the grit of building engines, but then brings the new technology in with after treatment and electrical and where things are going. So when you do find that, man, you better nail it down, because that guy, they're out there, but that guy is a rarity. Okay. So the way I've interviewed hundreds of technicians, but when you do get the opportunity to interview a master technician, you better nail it. So right out of the gate, we do a cultural interview, and then we'll do an operational interview, and then we'll send them an offer letter and get them sold in. So right out of the gate, I'll start a culture interview with asking them questions to measure attitude, because culture is super important to us. Our core values are super important. So I want to know, like, how does he see things? Does he see things in a positive way, a negative way? How's the weather where you live? Like, where do you think things are going? Like, and just kind of get a feel for, I don't care if he's a master tech and he's got a bad attitude. We can't have that in our culture. So it's really important that you make sure that the culture aligns first, and then you train for results. We hire for attitude, we train for results. Or if he's a master tech, he's somebody that you can grow into a great leader, which will continue to train the people you have and grow your organization. Or he makes a lateral move with your company as you expand and makes a great leader and allows him to train and mentor other technicians. So first off, I start out with a cultural interview, talk to him about those things, and then I will touch on some operational stuff just to get an idea. Is this guy truly a master technician? Do you know what liner protrusion is? Do you know, so I'll get a feel for that. And then I'll touch on, do you work often with after treatment, types of thing? What softwares are you familiar with? Because if you say, are you familiar with Cummins Insight or CAD ET? He'll go, oh yeah. So if you ask him very specific questions, but leave them open-ended, he will fill in the blanks, and then you get an idea of he knows what he's talking about or he doesn't. And then if he does, then immediately I will roll into, I'm like, this is the guy I want. I'll roll into the vision. And the vision is where we're at, where we're going, and how he can be a part of that. So if your company doesn't have a vision of where you're going, why would anybody want to follow you anyway? And if you don't have a high belief lid, if you bring in a guy and he's got a higher belief lid than you do, he's going to leave and open his own shop. But if you've got a high belief lid and you've got a vision and you've got an employee maturity model for him to be part of that vision, he don't want to take a risk on his own. He will go with you, and you will work together great, and he'll make a ton of money. You'll make a ton of money, and you partner up with a great organization. He does. So after that, I roll into the vision. Hey, this is where we're at. This is where we're going in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And I would love to be you to be a part of that. And, we will build you out a maturity model, employee maturity model, as soon as you come on board, so that we can get you to your goals. And that's another thing. I ask him, does he have mentors? Does he have goals? I want to know the level of professionalism that he has, because these are key players. I like to call them key players because they're essential to scaling the business, and we can scale the business together. And it's easier for me to move somebody laterally that already knows our culture, already knows our systems, to a new location, give them an opportunity, than it is to bring somebody in from scratch. Now, we can't always do that, but when we do bring somebody in from scratch, we have to make sure that they really fit in our vision and our culture. So after that, you do the operational interview. You may do that with another master tech or district manager and make sure that he is solid on what we're looking for. And then you're going to roll into an offer letter, benefits, like all those things. Don't lose a master tech. A master tech knows his abilities. He knows he could go to work for himself if he wanted to, or he's going to go to work for another bigger organization that's got their shit together. Great techs are not looking for work. They always have work, and they're not looking just to go anywhere. They're looking for somebody that is going to grow them and scale them. And that's why I left the dealers after 23 years. They never had a plan for me. They wanted me to continue to be a great tech. And I had a bigger vision than what they had for me, and I left. So nail that master tech. They're out there. Get them in the door, sell them the vision, and seal the deal.